Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. Why are we having technical difficulties this early in the morning? What's going on over here?
I don't know. Your camera is freaking out.
Do I look too ugly? Hey, if you
It's
don't
like
know,
I haven't had coffee yet. I'm not looking at your face.
Hello. This is going to be great for you to check out later on social media. It's the only reason I'm derailing the opening of the show.
A good reason to check out our Mix 95.7 Instagram and our Big Joe and Laura Instagram and TikTok. I will definitely be posting this clip up. Yeah, we have cameras here in the studio that I don't know. It doesn't want to look at your face. It's only looking at me right now. So that sucks for you. There you go.
Okay, I'm on camera. It's tracking me now. Why is it stopping?
I don't know.
Can you try turning the camera to the left? This is so terrible radio. Okay, wait, It's tracking me now.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Now you're staring at my chest, you pervert. All right, we're done. Point is, you can see the hot mess that we did to open up the show right now. We're going to post it up. Big Joe and Laura, please, if you're on social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, go find us and follow us.
That was a good way to start the morning. I needed a few laughs. We were like, what are we going to talk about? And then everything goes sideways. And you know what? Sometimes life picks a thing for you to talk about. That was it this morning.
You know what's fun in life to do, too, is to complain about something you would actually never do anything with or about, but it's just fun to complain.
Okay, go ahead.
I am so mad, even though I'd be mad if I would have went, that I didn't go last night and see Keanu Reeves and his band was in town.
Dog Star.
All my friends.
I didn't know. I kept hearing everyone talk about this band, and I'm like, who is this band? I don't care. Like, what? Why is it sold out? Why does anyone care? And then I saw our coworker Tommy from over on GRD had posted a story. Keanu Reeves is going to be here, and I'm like, James, why is he posting this? He's like, yeah, Keanu Reeves' band is at 20 Monroe. I'm like, the one time you could have dragged me to a concert.
Now, the thing is, though, because you get drugged to concerts all the time with your husband, James, but I wish I could have seen it. I don't even know the music. I haven't listened to Keanu Reeves' band.
Sure, it doesn't matter. It's Keanu Reeves.
But it's like, what if he did like a Matrix cover or something?
A Matrix cover, just digital noises.
Like, ooh.
Okay, have you ever seen a famous person's band before?
I'm trying to think of somebody, like that isn't like famous for being a band.
Yeah,
no,
like an actor. Yes.
Who?
I don't remember the name of his band, but I saw Frankie Muniz's band back in the day.
Wait, the kid from Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes.
He has a band or had a band?
He was in a band. I think he might still be. He does like NASCAR or something now, so he's not touring in a band. But yeah, his band came through like the crappy dive bar that I went to in college, and we went and saw him and got to meet him, and I have a photo with him. He was super sweet. He was the nicest guy on the planet. And then I've also seen Fozzy, Chris Jericho's band.
I thought you were going to say like from the Muppets.
Fun.
I'm like, the Muppets were on tour?
Muppets? What? No.
You got to tell me these important shows when they come our way.
Jared Leto, 30 Seconds to Mars, who we play here on Mix 95.7.
All right, if you're having a crazy start to your day, hey, we are too.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
Laura, have you checked out the latest edition of World Atlas?
You know, I don't even know where to check it out if I were to go to, but what'd you find in there?
Oh, well, since I'm subscribing to it, let me tell you. They've come out with a list of the 9 most adorable small towns on the Great Lakes, and Michigan has 6 of those 9 spots.
Yeah, not surprising. Michigan has some cute beach towns.
They picked Mackinac City, Petoskey, Traverse City, Marquette, Munising, and here in West Michigan, Ludington, which is a wonderful choice.
Well, I get to go to Traverse City this weekend, so I'll let you know if it's still adorable.
Aww.
Now, speaking of places that are adorable to my tummy, at least, the Candied Yam got their close-up yesterday when America's Best Restaurants and Internet Food Show filmed at their restaurant. If you've never been there, by the way, the closest to Southern food you're going to find here in Grand Rapids. As a Southerner, I have to give them the full credit for being the best at what they do. And I'm not the only one that's noticed, because before the COVID-19 pandemic, owner Jessica Ann Tyson submitted the Candied Yam to America's Best Restaurant saying, hey, Grand Rapids has some great stuff. You should come check us out. And finally, they said, you know what? We'll come give you a couple of minutes. So the episode featuring the Candied Yam will likely be posted to their social media pages sometime in the next 2 to 3 months. When you see it, make sure you share it, because you know I will be. And go check out the Candied Yam. Seriously, you deserve it.
And for your final need to know news story. We're heading to the east side of the state where 4 teens have been arrested in Warren, Michigan after trying to steal multiple Dodge SUVs.
They came in, they clearly had a plan, they knew what they were going for. They brought gasoline along because the cars kept on the lot don't have a lot of gas in them, so they came prepared. The first car attempts to ram his way through the gate. He's unsuccessful. A second car tries to ram his way through the gate. Pretty impressive construction, but they weren't able to get through. Whatever gate they're using at Ground Concepts there would be a good one to consider.
Well, how stupid. How dumb.
No, I agree they're dumb, but at the same time, they were smart enough to bring gas because they know that the vehicles have low gas. Like, why not use your intelligence for good?
Yeah, I know. It's upsetting. I wish people would be parents.
In total, these teens caused around $500,000 in damage.
Yeah, they might actually see some time for that because money is generally what gets you behind bars.
That is Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. It is Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix.
You are the reason we cannot have this.
Why? I'm just trying to play music that goes along with the topic.
All right, we're talking about how you treat a car that is not yours, whether you rented it, whether it's a loaner from the dealership in my situation, or maybe you just borrowed it from a friend. Give us a call at 616-600-0957. Recently, my brand new car broke down, and I have a lot of really choice words about it. I'm not going to get into it because I'm just going to get angry. So recently, the dealership gave me a loaner car to use while my car's being worked on for an indiscriminate amount of time. I've had this loaner car for almost 2 weeks now. I'm getting pretty familiar with it. It feels like it's my car at this point. And, I've been very, very, very careful with the car because while it's not costing me anything to use right now, I'm still so nervous that I'm going to do something that's going to cost me money between, scratching something up or leaving a mark. I don't know. I'm such a accident prone human being that I've been like, don't eat in the car. Don't do anything in the car that could possibly leave a mark. No, the dog can't come along with us like she normally can. Like there's been 1,000 things I've been like, no. And my husband at the same time is just like, hey, we're going to do everything in the car. I'm going to eat Taco Bell. I'm going to leave trash behind. I'm going to, whatever. Bring the dog along to the movies. All these things that are basically just making me insane because I'm like, we're going to ruin this car. I'm going to have to pay for it.
Did you get like a big cleaning fee one time? Because the reason I ask is whether it's a rental car when your car's in the shop or you just go borrow it on vacation somewhere, they get trashed all the time. I'm not saying you should trash it on purpose, but if there's some food on the floor or if you want to take Tulip in there, if she sheds or some dog hair, they detail cars when they're done. There's people that get paid to do that.
Well, yeah, I understand that, and you're not wrong in most circumstances, but like in the case of Tulip, she's a big dog with big toes, and she scratches up everything if she's inside of it. So if she were to stand on the window and like put her toes up there, game over. The back of my old car was just scratched to crap because of her stupid toenails. And so, and we cut them all the time. So before anybody starts being like, like she's a big dog. She's got big toes. The nails don't take much to scratch stuff
Everything
up.
about Tulip's thick, even the toes.
Even her toes are a little thick. That's how she runs. But I did get one cleaning free one time, and now that you say that, maybe that's what this stems from. We rented a car from Turo, which is a website where you can rent other people's cars. So, like, say you put your car up on there, people could drive it around for the day, give it back to you, and it's kind of like it's the Airbnb of cars.
What did you do to like that? You had to pay a cleaning fee.
Nothing. I did nothing. We left literally like 3 crumbs in a cup holder, and they immediately were like, "Yeah, well, you trashed the car, blah blah." And they charged us like $75. We literally had the car for 2 days, didn't eat it. It barely was in the car. Just drove it across the state and back when we were in Texas. And this guy was like, "Oh, you trashed my car, blah blah blah." So like ever since, I am super super vigilant. And to be honest, They have my car. I'm worried that if I scratch this car up, it's a brand new car technically that they are eventually going to sell. I feel like they're going to try to find a way after I was being a jerk about my car to try to penalize me in some way.
I just think, and usually you're pretty cool, I think you need to loosen up. You are too wound up about this. If you work at a car dealership or you work at a rental place where people are in the situation Laura's in, I feel like I'm right. Maybe you can ease her mind here, or just your general experience. Are you driving it like you stole it? Or are you like Laura, like a little grandma, the sweet, going really slow, like, oh, watch out for that pothole?
The little speed bumps. I got to take them easy. I don't want to mess up someone else's shocks one day.
When I'm in a nice car that actually has upgraded shocks, like new ones, mine are just blown out.
Yeah,
I'm hitting I'm like, boo, 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 boo. We're treating that thing like it's a Jeep, and we're going off-roading, baby.
And you wonder why your car's shocks are blown out. Listen, we got a deal DM of the Mix 95.7 app from Katie and Ada, who says, drive it like I just paid cash for it. Our insurance follows us to one of our cars, so we don't want to mess up our good status. Although, when we were given an Alfa Romeo one time, we had a little fun. So.
Your husband, James, just texted me. He said, preach, Joe, preach.
No, don't you encourage him. He's going to open up more Taco Bell and leave more trash in this car that's not mine.
That'd be kind of funny.
616-600-0957. Do you drive it like a rental or do you drive it like it's your own? We're Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7.
Hey, it's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, and we're wondering if you've got a rental car like Laura finds herself in because, well, your car kind of broke down 2 months after getting it. Are you driving that thing as if it is your baby, or you're like, it's a rental car, I'm going to drive it like I stole it?
Yeah, we want to know, 616-600-0957. I can't do it. I can't drive it like a crazy person. My husband's like, let's eat Taco Bell and put our feet on the dash and leave trash in the cup holders, and I'm having a small panic attack because I'm so nervous I'm going to have to pay some sort of stupid fee that I don't want to pay for a car that I didn't even want to drive in the first place.
I'm surprised you even take it out of your driveway.
Honestly, I really should just start driving his car and leaving mine at home. But 616-600-0957. Erica in Allendale, do you drive it like a rental or do you drive it like your own?
I would drive it like a rental just because I've had rentals before, for vacation and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking any chances on having to pay extra money. So there's trash bags in the front and the back, if the kids are with me. And I treat it very, very nicely.
Erica, it sounds like vacation or taking a trip's miserable.
No, Erica, you're a reasonable person who takes care of your surroundings. And that's like, Joe's like the equivalent of somebody's like, I throw my trash in the street because it's too hard to get to the trash can. And it's like, no, just treat your surroundings well and it's totally fine. You don't have to be a jerk.
Exactly. Just, the trash bag is a little grocery store bag. It's like, no, put your trash in there. I'll vacuum it if there's crumbs or whatever. But nope, I treat it better than my car because I don't want to have to pay extra money.
I feel like Erica makes everybody take their shoes off before they get in the car, too.
Oh, no, I don't do that. No.
No, there is some line that must be drawn.
She's like, I'm not smelling those feet. You imagine how hard that's going to be to get out of the upholstery?
Yeah.
Erica, thanks for listening and for calling in.
Thank you, Erica. Carolyn in Grand Rapids, if you have a rental, do you drive it gently or are you driving it like a crazy person?
I get the best insurance they have and I burn the tires off.
You know what, honestly, if I had the option to get insurance on this thing because it's just a loaner from the dealership, I probably would do the same thing. But it's one of those situations where it's like it's free, and as long as I don't mess it up, I don't have to pay for it. So I'm just so nervous.
But hold on, Carolyn, I'm just trying to assume what you mean by that. So, like, let's say you're driving, you see a pothole, you're like, all right, here we go. What are you doing?
I know, I spin them tires.
She's like, I'm doing donuts. You see those lines in the middle of the division? That's me.
Pretty much.
Carolyn, you're my kind of person. You can drive my rental anytime as long as you don't flip it.
I'll be getting the good insurance.
It is Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And I didn't hear about this, but now I'm kind of interested. Laura, have you heard about Summerween?
No, I can tell by the name what it is, but I hate the name.
Yeah, if you can't tell, like Laura figured it out, it's a big thing that people that love Halloween are celebrating with kind of Halloween parties in the summer. I mean, this is becoming such a big deal, and trust me, money leads to everything. Amazon, if you go on there, they have a Summerween page just like to buy products. How do you feel about this? You're a Halloween person, right?
I love Halloween, and I am very much an adamant, yes, August 1st, the decorations go up. They always have. That's always been the rule in my house for, 20 years at this point since I've been decorating for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so August 1st, Halloween decorations go crazy. We are now in spooky season. You get to do it because let's be honest, halfway through October, Christmas is going to take over anyway and ruin the show. So if you like Halloween, you don't get Halloween. You get like a half a month of Halloween if you start celebrating in October. So you know what? If you're going to stomp all over my holiday, I'm stomping all over yours. I'm not going to allow it. I immediately start putting all my Halloween stuff up. But having a party in August, it's a little much for me.
Well, let me tell you this. This is financially not going to help any of us, but I actually went and looked at some of these things that are up there.
Yeah, like what do you do for a Summerween party?
Okay, well, Lindsay will probably say yes to this, even though we don't have the money for it. Do you know those giant skeletons are like 8 feet or 12
Yeah,
feet
trust
tall?
me, I've been trying to get one for years. You know how hard they are to get?
They are. Home Accents has the giant one. Usually it's at Home Depot, and they say it's about $300, but you got to find one, right?
Yeah.
So if you work at a Home Depot, 616-600-0957.
Seriously, just hide one under something else for me, or put it in the back of a
Hide
shelf.
one?
You know, like how people hide things on shelves, like behind stuff. Like if you could just put one of the skeletons in a weird aisle and just like text me and let me know, that would be cool.
Yeah, good luck hiding that 12-foot thing. They say other things for the parties. You could get like a Halloween pumpkin pinata. Those are like $20 on Amazon.
I don't like pinatas on most holidays.
Oh, see, I love hitting things. So maybe that's just built up anger that I need to deal with.
That's fair.
And even just stuff, I didn't realize this, but if you're into Halloween, you probably do. You think of Christmas lights, they twinkle different colors. Well,
Yeah.
they've got Halloween kind of colored LED lights. And that, talk about setting a vibe for your party.
Those are fun. I've had those before.
I used to be in life, and I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Just because I used to poo-poo, or as Wendy, who we work with, say, don't yuck somebody's yum. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's right. If it's not for me, so what? If it makes you happy, you do your thing, boo.
Say, it's not hurting anybody. There's no reason to have parties between August and October anyway, other than like Labor Day weekend. So like, yeah, you want a reason to have some friends over and be a little spooky? Have some friends over and be spooky. I don't care if you do it in April. Doesn't affect me at the end of the day. But I will say that officially, yes, August 1st is the day you're allowed to start putting up October or Halloween decorations. So if anybody gives you shade, tell them to kick rocks and they can talk to me about it.
Yeah, who out there is celebrating Summerween? Are Laura and I invited to your party? Come on, we'll dress up.
We'll bring candy.
616-600-0957. I'm not allowed to bring candy to parties. It's a story. Mix 95.7, it's the Big Joe and Laura show with Big Joe's Little Wins. Call us right now at 616-600-0957. We want to celebrate something really cool. Maybe it's an accomplishment, some good news in your life. We're going to spread that joy and positivity all around West Michigan. I'm hoping to inspire somebody today with my little win, Laura. I have been walking, and I just started up doing this, but the other day I walked 5.5 miles. I was dead tired, and yesterday I did like 4.5, a little bit more reasonable.
Oh, look
But
at you.
I feel so much better just moving, which is weird because you're sore. You don't want to move because it hurts, but the more you do it, the better it feels.
Oh, no, man. Walking's the best kind of exercise, too, because you get to see a lot of stuff. You get to stretch and move, and it doesn't feel like you're, like, dying halfway through like you do with running or other stuff. So good for you. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Laura. So what's your little win today?
It's more of Justin's little win. We found a new favorite TV show on accident. My son sometimes will occasionally watch random things on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Or our Roku has the live TV feature, and there's like a Simple Songs channel he really likes. But yesterday I was flipping around and we just happened to like land on Family Feud, a thing we never watch.
Oh, what a great show.
My child absolutely would not leave the TV. Like, Steve Harvey is his new uncle, Uncle Steve, and I think he's a big fan. I think he's going to vibe pretty fine in the house, because if he can hang with Family Feud, he can hang with us.
Do you think your son thinks it's like Mr. Potato Head up there?
Probably. At least he doesn't get a lot of the jokes, because they were saying some pretty dirty stuff, and I was like, well, at least it's going over his tiny head for now.
Probably those sound effects too, like when an answer's right or when the crowd like applause. I bet
Yeah.
that gets the kids going too.
Oh, yeah, he's all about it.
All right, what is your little win? 616-600-0957. We got Jay in Grand Rapids. Tell us about your little win this morning.
Our little win today is my daughter is going into high school. She is normally not a outgoing person. However, she's joined the cheer team, and it's really brought her out of her shell. So she's uber geek to start school at South Christian and be on the cheer squad for Friday for their first game.
Jay, who's more excited, you or your daughter?
Oh, me, I'm a cheer dad.
Oh, that is definitely a good
me.
little win.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much for calling in. What is your little win? The good news that we can share with everybody and celebrate along with you. 616-600-0957. Would you pick up the phone and give us a call? 616-600-0957. It is Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And, well, Laura, I overestimated how far I could walk.
I have a lot of questions, mainly of how did you not know how far you could walk and where did you end up?
Okay, well, recently I decided, you know what, for my health and to lose weight and just to feel better, I'm going to do more than just walk Benny and Paddington a mile or two a day because that's slow paced and it's good for him, but it's not a big cardio thing.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, you know what I'll do? It's beautiful in downtown Grand Rapids, and I live like a mile or two from downtown. So I said, I'm going to have a goal of walking down to the Blue Bridge and then walking back home.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, it's a long walk. It was probably would have been like 3 miles or something like that, but not crazy. People can do that, right?
Yeah, and mostly flat, easy terrain, lots of sidewalks. Shouldn't be much
Beautiful.
of a problem.
Yeah, but if you've been downtown Grand Rapids recently, you might have noticed there's a lot of construction going on, whether it's the roads or the actual areas near the river. They're trying
Yeah.
to build things up. And, well, that's what happened to me. I walk down, I'm doing my thing, I'm going down Fulton. I go past the like downtown area by the Vandal Arena. I get on by the river. I'm just like, wow, this is so beautiful. I'm just taking it in.
What a great day.
Then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go along the trail, like towards the Presidential Museum. And I'm like, okay, this is beautiful. I'm like, oh, cool. There's some homeless dudes cooking some food. I like it. All right, what are you eating? It smells so good. And I'm like, this is going great. I'm going to have to turn around soon. But that's when I hit a spot where they're doing construction work near the museum over there.
Yeah, they've been working on expanding the museum.
I just figured there'd be a way to walk around it. Not really, unless you get in the river. So
No, they've said very clearly multiple times. I think we've actually even said on the radio, you're not going to be able to walk through there.
I don't listen to us. So I'm going around. I walk all the way around that. I end up running into a snake out of nowhere. I'm like, hey, what's up, snaky snake? So this has already taken me probably an extra half a mile to mile out of my way. Then I try to come back around the other side of the river. I actually walked all the way past the Fish Ladder, 6th Street Bridge. I mean, do you know how far that is?
It's so
It started
far.
out like as a short little journey. And I'm like, and I have my little app tracking me. It's like, you have walked 4 miles. I'm like, it feels like 100. I had to sit down multiple times just because my feet were hurting.
Now, how are the dogs doing?
No, it was just me walking solo.
So you
That's what I'm
didn't
saying.
You didn't take the pups this time. It
No,
was just you.
no, the dogs would have given up probably sooner than I did. But I ended up, I'm so embarrassed, but I wonder if anybody has ever thought this. You ever go somewhere, like try to go on a walk, or maybe you're like, I'm going to bike. You start biking for the first time, and you're stuck somewhere. Because I was like, do I call an Uber? Do I call Laura? I know she's got the baby, but maybe she's got some free time. She could come get me. Because Laura, I was like, I'm never going to make it home. And I'd been walking for like 2 hours.
I'm not going to lie. If you had called me, especially if it had been around the little guy's nap time or something like that, I would have been like, you know, they have these neat things called Lime scooters. You should try it sometime.
And here's my thing.
No disrespect at all.
None at all. I couldn't because my wife gets all the charges on her phone like instantly when I do something like to approve it. And our credit card is linked up to the Lime, like the Lime account's
So you
charged
don't have
there.
to explain it?
Yeah, because I always tell Lindsay, I do not want you on that. You're going to hurt yourself. Don't do it. You can walk somewhere. If she would have seen that charge for a Lime thing, I would have rather spent 3 hours walking uphill on Fulton, getting up that big hill, than have my wife see that I did some kind of a Lime charge. Like
Until
that's
she comes home and you're not there. And she's like, where are you? And you're like, I'm up halfway up the hill on Michigan Street.
Laura, I looked and I put this. I'll share it on our Big Joe and Laura Instagram.
Yeah,
but
put it in our story.
But I put it on my mine too as well, Big Joe Pesh. But I looked. I walked in total 5.69 miles. It took me like 2.5, 3 hours.
Joe, listen,
My feet still hurt.
I walk that pretty frequently with all the festivals and stadium tours and stuff we cover for my husband's TikTok Country Minute. But I can't imagine. Like, you're the type of person that, like, when there's the option to take the stairs or the elevator, I've never seen you take the stairs. So the fact that you're like, I walked 5 miles, I'm pretty proud of you, but please don't do it again.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. You'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
From the wonderful city of Grand Rapids, we say hello to Brian.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
I'm excellent, and good morning to everyone.
You are in a great position this morning because our Michigan Lottery ticket jackpot is up to a record high of $135. That's a lot of $5 tickets to shove in an envelope, so I'm hoping you win because I don't know how I'm going to mail any more than this.
Well, I can't wait to win and to receive this big brick.
Oh, I can't wait for you. Well, good luck, Brian.
Go ahead and kick Laura out of the studio.
All right, Laura, get on out.
Adios.
All right, question number 1 is coming your way. When MySpace launched, how many top friends could you have displayed on your page?
15?
Question 2. What is measured in Mickeys?
Mickey's beer?
Question 3. Where is the Iditarod Trail located?
Colorado?
Question 4. What's the traditional first wedding anniversary gift?
Diamonds?
Question 5. How many balls, including the cue ball, are on a pool table when the game starts?
14.
I'm going to bring Laura back in.
Laura! La, 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 Laura!
Brian, now that Laura's back in studio, tell us a little bit about yourself.
You know, I have listened to the show, and I can honestly say that 9 out of 10 times I'm pretty confident with most of the questions. Today's were the most obscure questions ever, so I don't even know if I got one right.
Oh, no. I'm now nervous for me.
Okay, well, Brian is very observant in what he doesn't know because, well,
Oh, no.
Brian didn't get any.
Oh, no.
I told you.
No. What? It's hard to get one question right to win.
Brian, I feel like if we were in high school, you'd be the kid that would forget to put their name on the test and don't get any points.
Honest to God, it was like the blankest blank, and then I'm like, what? Huh?
All right, well, let's see if Taylor Swift's in the house when it comes to Laura, if there'll be a blank space, or she'll get at least one right to win. Laura, you ready for your first question?
Sure. I'm so sorry, Brian.
When MySpace launched, how many top friends could you have displayed on your page?
8.
And just like that, Laura continues.
So just so you realize, I have no social media at all.
Oh,
I've never
no,
had Facebook,
Brian.
nothing.
You didn't even have a fighting chance
Well,
on
let's
that
just
one.
see. We know Laura won, so
Okay.
we'll go through the rest quick.
Yeah, okay, we'll be real quick. Rapid fire, go.
Question 2, what is measured in Mickeys?
And Mickey's.
Yes.
Mice?
No, but you're close. The computer mouse speed, like how fast your mouse moves.
Oh, that's kind of fun. I didn't know that.
Thought I'd throw that one in there to trip everybody
Yeah,
up, but
okay,
apparently.
Brian, you have a valid
the
point
beer,
with these
Mickey beer.
questions.
All right, question number 3, Laura. Where is the Iditarod Trail located?
Alaska.
Correct. 2-0. Question 4, what's a traditional first wedding anniversary gift?
Paper. Just went through that one not long ago.
Correct. Laura's got 3 so far, right? Going into question 5. How many balls, including the cue ball, are on a pool table at the start of a game?
9. No, wait, hold on. 10.
I guess maybe if we were playing 9 ball, but I was thinking like a traditional game, so we were looking for 16. So
Yeah,
not
well-
exactly impressive for either one of you today.
So
But-
you don't have to feel as bad, Brian.
But Laura won today.
Sadly, she only needed 1, and she did get 2.
There you go.
3-0 today. Wow.
Oh, Brian. Well, you did great. And hey, if you want to take me on, maybe the questions won't be so ridiculous tomorrow.
Hang on. Don't get rid of him yet. Hold on. Brian, just because you didn't know any of the answers, maybe you know what you have to do since you lost.
Well, I can tell you this. This is Brian from Grand Rapids, and Laura cannot lose.
I cannot, apparently. And listen, you have your chance to get $140 with the Michigan Lottery tickets if you can get any of the questions right. 616-600-0957.
You didn't have to do him dirty like that. I normally don't give people a warning saying, oh, this might be triggering, but it is a little bit sad because it has to do with one of the greatest things that we've ever been given in life, and that would be a pet.
Man's best friend.
Yeah, or lady's best friend, whatever you're
Is that
rocking
what
with.
cats are called? Ladies' best friends?
I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. There's dudes that like cats too, but either way, this situation is currently unfolding in my life, and I hope it doesn't actually go all the way, but my brother-in-law Travis is seeing his girlfriend in England, and we are watching his dog Dawson. This dog Dawson has a special connection because it used to be my mother-in-law Jan's dog, who passed away a couple of years ago unexpectedly, so he's taken the dog on, so there's a lot of sentimental value to it as well.
Absolutely. Lindsay, your wife, is very invested in this dog just as much as your brother-in-law is.
Yeah, so we're watching them. Things are going great, but Dawson is an old dog. We assume he's like 13 or 14, but he's got these old man things. Like he's probably even older than that. We actually thought about 3 months ago he was going to die, so we gave him like his last weekend. He was so sick. Dude, like got inspired, turned his life around, and he's like, I'm never gonna die.
I am here forever.
But when Travis left to go to the airport and to go see his girlfriend in England, I asked him a question, which I don't even think Lindsay expected. I said, like, hey, for real, if Dawson does die, because he could, he's an old dog.
Sure.
Do you want me to call you or text you or email you while you're in England, or do you want me to wait till you get back and we can let you know the bad news then?
What did he say?
He said to call him. And I said, are you kidding me? I'm not calling him. There's no way. If my pet died,
Benny or Paddington.
Benny or Paddington.
Kicks the bucket.
Even though they don't care about me, I don't think. I would be devastated. My life would come crashing down, but I would not want to know that, Laura, until I got back. Why would you want to know any bad news while you're on vacation? I got let go from a job while on vacation. My mom and grandma, I hope they live forever, but honestly, their health's pretty crappy. It's really been like a personal battle I've been dealing with because nobody wants to lose their parent and their grandparent. But that being said, if I go on vacation next year, like next summer, and they die, I don't want to know about that till I get home.
I mean, I did find out about somebody getting fired during a funeral, and that felt pretty good. But, I've never been in this situation. I've never traveled with an animal that I thought, or traveled while having an animal I thought was about to kick the bucket. But I'm going to be honest, our dog Tulip is probably going to be the first to go. My husband's beloved dog. And I think the day that she dies will be the worst day of his life.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, even the day I die, or God forbid something terrible happens to our son, Tulip dying is going to devastate my husband more than any of that could ever do. And so I feel like if this were to happen to us, A, I would tell the person, text me first. B, I'm withholding that as long as possible because I am not going to derail our vacation. Because I kind of had this conversation with my husband last night. I was like, well, what would you want? And he's like, I want to know immediately. We're coming home. That's a family emergency. And I'm like, the dog's not going to be undead. It's a bad situation. It sucks. I am heartbroken if it does happen, but I am not derailing my vacation to go back home to a dead animal just to be sad at home. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to know. I want to keep going. I want to have a good time. And let me know when I'm getting on the flight on the way home so I can be sad then and get to terms with it, and then I'll deal with it when I do get home and land.
I actually agree with you on this one, and I'm not trying. I'm being dead serious here. Whether it's me, I hope I live a long time, but if I kick the bucket this weekend and we're on vacation, I hope everybody else could just take their time and enjoy the rest of vacation, not worry about me. Like if my mom and my grandma passed away and I'm on vacation, well, you're gone already. I'll come back and we'll remember you then.
Yeah, I mean
that sounds so bad to say,
so terrible.
But that's how I handle things. That's my thought. And just kind of curious, if you were in that spot, what would you do?
Yeah, 616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM. We just got one in the Mix 95.7 app from Hector in Grand Rapids. He agrees with us. He says, wait until we get back. The vacation doesn't need to be ruined too. Imagine being stuck somewhere, not being able to come home and know that Fifi bit the big one. Hector.
Sorry about Fifi, Hector.
Sorry about Fifi. But again, 616-600-0957.
Good morning. It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix. Make sure you connect with us on our social media. Just search for Big Joe and Laura. Pretty much everywhere you're at, we're there too. Laura, I have a tough situation that I'm going through this week, and I hope it doesn't all the way happen. But my brother-in-law, Travis, is in England visiting his girlfriend, and we're taking care of Dawson, his dog that is an old dude. And honestly, we thought we were going to lose him earlier in the year. And I asked him, hey, if Dawson kicks the bucket, do you want me to call you? You want me to DM you? Or do you just want to wait and find out the bad news when you get home? And he said, oh, yeah, call me. I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy. I don't want to ruin my entire trip. And it's not that I don't love my pet. That's why I don't want to know, because I need to have the time. Yeah, I don't want to be thinking about, hey, remember that time my pet died and I was sad in Puerto Rico or whatever? I don't know where you're on vacation, the Dominican Republic, wherever you're going. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm not interested in finding out early.
What about you? 616-600-0957.
Cassandra in Grand Rapids, would you want to know if your pet passed away while you were on a trip or afterwards?
No, I definitely want to know immediately. And that happened to us while we were out of town our first day with our black lab.
Oh, no. Okay, was somebody dog sitting? How did you find out?
Yeah, it was our poor Lucy. She was old, and we had to be out of town for an event, and my nephew was dog sitting, and he would come over, like he always would, and take care of her, feed her, and he came to my house, and she had already passed away. And he called me in the morning. He FaceTimed me. He's like, I think there's something wrong with Lucy. And he FaceTimed me. I'm like, yeah, she's gone, buddy.
Oh,
and he's like,
no.
I don't know what to do. He's like, I have to get to work. I can't be late. I'm like, oh, no, what do we do? What do we do? We were in Texas and just frantically trying to figure things out. So luckily my stepdaughter was around, and she came and picked her up and took her to the pet cemetery place where they do the cremations, and they took care of her and they loved her and all that stuff.
So in that situation, obviously I feel bad for you. You said your nephew watching or whatever, but would you have rather known if they would have known what to do? Would you rather have just known after you got back, or are you glad that you got that call?
No, definitely give me the call, because she was old, but I would want to know. I would want to know, like, so I can let them know where to take her, and, you know, where I know they'll care for her. And they did. When we came home, they had her ashes, you know, boxed up quite nicely, and they gave us a card, and our vet sent us some flowers, and it was really nice that they did that. But I'm glad that I was notified. There was no way. I'd be so upset if I didn't know when I came home to my dog's ashes.
Oh my gosh, Blanca. Well, thank you for sharing that. You've changed my opinion on what you should do in this situation, but I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Thank you.
Cassandra, Grand Rapids, if you went on vacation or went somewhere and your pet passed away, would you want to know about it immediately or just wait till you get home?
Immediately, but unfortunately, when I went to the Eras tour, I didn't find out until I got home and found her.
Oh no, what a terrible way to end such a wonderful thing to get to see.
Wait,
so
what
how did you not know?
I left my boyfriend. He was watching my dogs and my cat, and I was gone for 2 days. And then by the time I got home, my son was sick, so I took him to the hospital. And then when I got back, I was just tired and fell asleep. And then the next morning, we found her under my son's bed.
We lost our cat last year, and it was the same deal. We were like, it's weird. Paul's hasn't been around for a minute, but like that was normal for him. And then we went upstairs and looked under the bed. I hope it had happened that morning. I don't know if he had air quotes slept under us all night or what the deal was, but it was not a fun situation to find. So, I mean, how did everybody handle it? Did it end up being okay?
Yeah, I mean, we cried that day. We don't know how she passed away, but I don't think she was dead too long because it didn't smell. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good at least. Now, Cassandra, I just would like to know, if you were at the Eras tour, you're seeing Taylor Swift, a 3.5-hour concert, would you have wanted to get a call from your boyfriend if he would have seen that, like, during the show?
Oh, probably not. I probably would have had him at least wait till after the show.
Yeah. No, that's how I feel, too, because I'm kind of like, I really don't, I can't do anything about it, and it's as bad as it sounds. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing in that moment and deal with it afterwards.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, don't ruin my fun, even though it was my cat and I loved her.
No, yeah, your cat's not going to be undead before the tour's over. You know, like it sucks, but it is what it is.
Boy, it is quite the interesting conversation we're having. It's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. My brother-in-law Travis is over in England for the week visiting his girlfriend, and we're taking care of his dog Dawson, which he got from his mom that passed away a couple of years ago. And he's an old dog. We thought we were going to lose him about 3 months ago, but after a weekend of fun, it kind of rejuvenated him, and he's still kicking, Laura.
He's just, dragging himself along through life a little bit longer. So, Travis, when it came down to it, does he want to know if Dawson were to kick the bucket while he's gone?
He said yes, and I was like, what? If that happened to me, no way, because it would ruin everything for me. But maybe I'm just heartless and selfish.
No, I agree with you. But we have some interesting stories. We always love hearing from you at 616-600-0957.
Jeff in Grand Rapids, what would you want to know, man? Like, would you want to know or not if your pet passed away?
It's been years, so it's funny now. But my wife and I were on vacation in Europe, and we came back. And I was up early because of jet lag, and I saw a call from my father-in-law who was watching our dog really early in the morning, and it turns out he passed away that night. So it was a little shell shock, but the funny part in hindsight after, a few years is I got off the phone with him, but I hadn't had a chance to talk to my wife, and he actually sent a text of our dead dog to my wife saying, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. That's okay. Like, listen, telling somebody's one thing. Do not send a photo of the dead animal. Oh, my God.
Was it the dog's face or just the body? Because
I mean, they were just laying there, and she responded. She was like, is he dead? Question mark.
Oh, my God. So, no context, just the photo.
Just the photo.
Oh,
Saying I'm
jeez.
sorry.
Did it ruin the rest of the vacation?
I mean, thankfully we had just gotten back, but
Oh,
it was
good.
just like our daughter's first birthday the next day. I mean, it was just a whirlwind of depression, I guess, right after that.
I'm
Oh my
shell
gosh.
shocked for you. I am so sorry you went through that. At least it happened after the trip because I can't imagine there would have been any good vibes left on your trip if that happened like day one, day two. No way.
That's what I want to know. Like, Jeff, if this would have happened the first day or halfway through the trip, would you have wanted the dog
No.
picture?
No, much preferred it to be at the end of the trip and not during. I mean, that would have really ruined any trip we were on.
Anonymous, who works at a veterinary clinic, what did you want to say?
I was just going to say, from my standpoint and stuff, I would want to know if my pet passed away or was going to pass away. I've dealt with situations where we've had owners on vacation and we've contacted them and they were able to like say their last goodbyes over the phone and stuff like that. And it was very emotional, but at least they had closure.
Okay, if I get to say goodbye, I do want you to call me. I didn't even know that was an option, hadn't considered that, because, yeah, I would absolutely want that. But if you find my dog dead as a doornail under a bed or something, I don't know why she'd be under a bed. She wouldn't go under there. But if God forbid you find her, I need you to keep that peace to yourself because I can't say goodbye at that point, and I'm just going to be sad. Am I unreasonable or heartless for that?
No. In that situation, I agree.
You know what I would do, though, to try to make Laura feel better? I would be like, well, even if the dog was dead, I'm like, your dog's dying, and I would do like a Weekend at Bernie's kind of a thing where I'd have the dog like wag at you and wave. Like, bye, Laura. I don't feel good.
Oh, my gosh. You're the worst, Joe.